Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, January 17th in the NBA, and my four best bets are on the way. As always, my name's Austin. We dive into a recap of how we did yesterday, a 1 and 2 day. Now, we did cash Jaylen Williams under in points. I know it was a little bit sweaty. I tweeted it out, and everyone attacked me because I did grade a three-pointer to from Lou Dort to J-Dub, so it looked like he did not hit. If we lost actually on how it would have lost, would have been painful, but he cashed. We'll take it. Day 3 of the ladder challenge lost that blowout. I mean, blowout kind of went hand in hand. As always, we play the ladder challenges for 1 unit plus the $10. We don't roll over the 1 unit. As you can see, if you've been playing the ladders for 1 unit, you're up nearly almost 5 units on the NBA just this season. So not terrible there. We'll talk about the ladder challenge at the end of the video. And then we had Alper and Şengün. We took his over and assist. We took the over at 4.5, had him for 7, had him for 10. Big swing and a miss there. I have no idea if he had a bunch of potential assists. I only really watched the first half of that game. And once he had a pass to Men Thompson, who missed the layup, I turned it off. I was like, nope, I got to move on. He ended with 3. We had great CLV. It ended at 5.5 minus 170, but again, did not come through. A 1 and 2 day, bad last 2 days, but hey, let's push it past and let's dive into today's picks. It's a Friday. We have a big slate. Let's dive into the picks. Later on today, we'll have our NFL videos dropping for 2 playoff games for Saturday. We'll do a separate video for every single game. So tap into those who went 6-0 in the NFL wildcard weekend, trying to turn that into another great weekend this week. So again, check out those videos. Should be live. I think the first one will be live early afternoon, second one right after that. So make sure you go check out those videos later today. But let's dive into the picks today. Let's waste no more of your time. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll still be doing the daily videos. You guys know that. First pick. Yeah, you see it on the screen, Jayson Tatum. I love his over 25.5 points, minus 105 on BetMGM, a 1 unit play. I'd take it at 26.5. Hopefully you don't have to take it there. Still seeing 25.5 on a lot of different books. So make sure you get that line if you can. He does like to end on 26. But again, I really like Tatum's matchup tonight at home, taking on the Magic. Now, we've talked about the Magic, and we'll talk about this matchup a little bit more in depth in a second. But again, the Magic, we've talked with them. They give up no catch and shoot 3-pointers. Instead, they make your number one guys go at them one-on-one. And I expect that to be Tatum tonight, who's played pretty well against them in his career. Now, I also think this is a great matchup because he takes on Paolo Banchero. Now, Banchero and him, I don't know if they'll guard each other, but Banchero and him both went to Duke. I feel like there's a little bit of a, hey, I want to show him the best Duke alum in the NBA. So maybe a little bit of added animosity there, if you will. The guys obviously like each other. But let's talk about Tatum, who, if you look at over his last, whatever amount of games, 30 games is over an 18 of 30. Not the best hit rate at home. But again, it looked 25.5 on every single book. So again, take it there if you can. We've talked about this matchup though. Head to head, we look at him against Paolo Banchero. He's played pretty dang well. And I'll zoom in this. We've seen him actually, recently is only 6 games, career games against Banchero. Played really well. 40, 31, 26, 26. So again, 2 games ends on the hook. 30, and then only 23 points here. Did go 8 of 21 shooting. So not his best shooting night. But again, we look at how he scores his points. We see his top 3 methods. The Magic are not a good defensive team in isolation against the ball handler, and they give up their good fair share amount of free throws. There's a reason we took Giannis's over against them, because they'll let the one-on-one guys go. And we see a very good team against spot-up shooting. Now, Tatum, not really a big spot-up shooter, but guys like Derek White, his number one method, scoring and spot-up shooting. True Holiday, his number one method. Kristaps Porzingis won't be his number one method, but it'll be up there, 4th. So again, I think this is a big spot for Tatum to be aggressive. When we saw earlier this season, he didn't play them in that gap matchup. Jaylen Brown was the only one that was active there. He scored 35. Again, a lot of volume for him. But again, we've seen Tatum play pretty well in the spot. I also wanted to note Tatum coming off an absolute stinker. 16 points here. I put my notes in here. Tatum, when you look at him, this was his 6th game this season, scoring less than 20 points. In the previous 5, you see how he did 37, 26, 34, 28, and 38 points. So again, he's played really well in this spot here. The Magic are a team that are going to play him one-on-one. They're not going to double him. I really think this spot he will have to score. And sure, you could say, yeah, this could be a blowout. And I agree, it could be a blowout. But again, the Magic are typically, in the last game, not the case, but typically a team that played pretty hard. They got smoked in their last game. I bet you they played pretty hard tonight. And even if it is a blowout, Tatum typically plays majority of the 3rd quarter. So you should get at least, close to 28 to 30 minutes. If he doesn't come in the 4th, whatever, I think he could score 26 points by the 3rd quarter. So again, really like this bounce back spot for Jayson Tatum tonight against the Magic at home. My second play is going to be another guy's over in points. This guy has quietly been putting together a really good last couple months, and that's Trey Murphy III. He's been elite, over 20.5 points, minus 115 on Bet365 of the Pelicans as they were at home taking on the Jazz. Now, I personally think this line's a little bit low, and I don't even mind that Zion Williamson is projected active tonight. We'll see if DeJounte Murray plays, but I'm not too worried about it. Trey Murphy has been aggressive regardless of who's on the floor. And I don't see it changing tonight. Excuse me. Well, let's talk about Mr. Trey Murphy, who's been, like I said, really, really good recently. And we'll talk about it right now. You look at Trey Murphy so far. I mean, last, this is 26 games on the season, 15 of 26. That's pretty decent. But again, I want to highlight mostly just the last 15 games. Look at the last 15, averaging nearly 25 points per game, over in 12 of 15. He's been dominant. How he scores his points, spot up shooting, transition. We've talked about the Jazz. They give the most catch and shoot threes in the NBA. And he's just been elite. Now you could be like, Austin, well, Zion's healthy. Well, he scored 30 points in both games with Zion. And this was not even a good matchup for him. He's been really, really good. And what I really like to see is, you look at these last 15 games, pretty good. What I love to see is 36 minutes, 17 field goal attempts. But the biggest thing that I really like is that he is attempting 5.1 free throw attempts. So we've seen in some of these games, like this game, 8 free throw attempts. He's a good free throw shooter. This game, 12 free throw attempts. This game, 5. 2 here, 5 here, 7, 2, 11. So this is a guy attacking the hoop, and he's getting to the free throw line. That is exactly what you love to see for a guy that, in my opinion, Trey Murphy used to just be a spot-up shooter, catch and shoot. Now he's attacking the hoop, and against the Jazz, am I scared of anyone in the paint? No, not really. They're going to double Zion when he drives in. They're going to give open opportunities to guys like Trey Murphy, and I think he's able to knock down some threes. His three-point prop is 3.5 minus 115 both ways. I think it's a great spot for him. So again, I'll back him. It might be a trap because he's been over very consistently over the last few weeks, the last month or so. But again, I just think it's a good matchup, and I'll buy into Trey Murphy absolutely dominating. He's really coming on strong here. I really like his over in points. I'll take it at 20.5. There's no guarantee that Zion plays tonight. You never know with him. Same thing, DeJounte Murray. I like Trey Murphy the third. I'll take his over in points and move on. I think it's a great pick. Third play of the day. It's going to be a guy that we just talked about yesterday, and we actually faded him. I'm actually taking Jaylen Williams is over in points tonight. Now, I need to make a note out there. If you go on your book and you say, Jaylen Williams, why is his line 6.5? We're looking at the wrong Jaylen Williams. This is Jalen, not Jaylin. Again, you're not going to get a 6.5 line for J-Dub here. If you do, you probably got the wrong guy. Again, this is Jaylen Williams. Make sure you get the spelling right. He should have a line in the 19.5 to 20.5 range. Now, I'll take the 19.5. And honestly, yesterday, if you took the over in points for Jaylen Williams, I apologize. You got wrecked. He probably should have went over. The blowout got him. But today, he's on the road in Dallas taking on the Mavericks. And I am of the opinion, if I had to make a spread pick, kind of lean the Mavericks here. I think the Mavericks keep this one tight. This was a Thunder team that could not miss yesterday. SGA couldn't miss. J-Dub couldn't miss. But really, all the role players couldn't miss. This is a different spot here, though, against the Dallas Mavericks, a team that have been really good at limiting spot-up shooting. And we've seen, over the last 10 games, the Mavericks' third fewest catch-and-shoot three-point attempts allowed in the NBA. Now, obviously, that's going to affect other guys, not J-Dub and not SGA. And we've seen kind of J-Dub, he's been pretty solid this season, pretty consistent. Now, I want to note, I'd encourage you to lay a little bit more juice than normal on the 20-plus points because – and I'll show you right now, he loves ending on 20 points. Don't believe me? Here you go. J-Dub, over 20.5 points, only over in 11 of 30 games. You go down by 1 point, 16 of 30. He's landed on 20 points 5 different occasions. So again, important to get that there. Now, technically, if you look at the roles and how he scores, not the best matchup there. But again, they've been changing up their defense a little bit without Luka. This spot-up number, they've been really good at spot-up shooting, whereas that they haven't been as strong against pick and roll ball handlers. Now, this is a matchup that I think he can exploit. Head-to-head, 27 and 18 points, but 17 shots here, 21 shots here. We look at the matchups in which we've seen them play without, well, not matchups, but no Chet, no Isaiah Hartenstein. That was the game he scored 27. Not head-to-head, over in 6 games. He's shooting a good amount. 16 shots here, 18, 16 here, just doesn't buy a bucket. 17, 26 shots here, and then last game, 14. I think this game's tight, and I think that they need his scoring out there, given how this Mavs team has played defense recently. He's not had the worst track record against them. A lot of these games were back in the postseason, but in the regular season, not bad numbers. 27, 21 shots there, only 10 shots here, and 23 field points here. So again, I just feel this line is a tad low for Jaylen Williams. I'll take a stab on him. I know we faded him last night. I think this is a game that he has to play a little bit more. And honestly, like I said, I think the Mavericks keep this one tight. They're at home. They're coming off a game they didn't play well in. I wouldn't be shocked if they keep this one tight. So again, I really like this over in points here for him. I mean, yeah, they're coming off a couple straight losses by 11, 19, and then 3 points to the Pelicans. Don't be shocked. This one's a tight one tonight. And I think Jaylen Williams is going to have to play a little bit more. So I really like his over in points at 19 and a half. And then my fourth and final play of the day should be no surprise. It is going to be day one of the ladder challenge. We'll run it back. Like I said, we got to day 3. If you've been playing these for one unit, if we make it past, day 2, we're making money on these things. If all we have to do is go to day 2 and we're at least breaking even for the most part, maybe minus the $10. But making it past day 2 is a winning ladder climb, if you will. It's going to be hard to hit 10 straight, but I'm not going to give up like I have in the past. So we'll dive back in. We'll see what we cook up and see if we can find a day 1 winner. So stay tuned for that. We'll have that live later on this afternoon, maybe 3 to 4 p.m. So stay tuned. No idea what we're going to go with, but if you have any ideas, let me know down below in the comments, and we'll cook up some things with you. That's day 4 of the ladder, or day 1 of the ladder challenge, my 4th pick of the day. Now, while the picks scroll down below at the bottom of the screen, I have to say I appreciate for tuning in. I don't love doing this on a losing day, but a reminder, if you can vote for my wife, you certainly can. It expires on Sunday. Reminder, I put my the logo or the link down below in the pinned comment and the description. Either one works. I actually enjoyed this comment yesterday. It's ironic that you're a sports gambler and your wife is a financial advisor. Yes, it is quite the irony. I agree with you, Kool-Aid. I just realized I was blocking that. But again, I enjoyed this comment. But again, you click that link down below, pinned comment or description. It'll take you here. You got to scroll down to Best Financial Services, Trina O'Connell, my wife. Click Save, and then you click Submit. Again, I appreciate you if you vote for her. It definitely means a lot to me. So again, we have until Sunday to make sure she wins this thing. So hey, if you can do that for me, I appreciate you. If not, doesn't matter. It's okay. Later on today, 3 things. Number 1, day 1 of the ladder challenge. When that's live, I'll link it here. Number 2, we'll have 2 NFL videos. That's technically 2 and 3. 2 NFL videos for the playoff games, doing an individual game video for every single game. Again, tap into that. Last week, 6-0. I'll talk about how much money we're giving back to the California fire victims and stuff like that. In that first video, which would be Texans or Chiefs. So tap into that. Have a great day. See you guys back again in the next one. Go check out those other videos. Vote for my wife. Have a great Friday. See you later. Peace.